All right, so you're ready to unlock the secrets of building wealth through real estate. Buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into some pretty exciting strategies.
Yeah, a lot of people think real estate's just about buying and selling houses, but it's so much more than that.
I know, right? I'm ready to move beyond the basics and uncover those hidden gems.
Well, you've come to the right place. We've got a ton of research and insights to share with you today.
Perfect. Now, I'm guessing before we even think about specific properties, we need to get a handle on current market trends, right?
Oh, absolutely. Understanding the market is like knowing the lay of the land. You got to know where things are headed before you make any moves.
Right, like is it even a good time to invest in certain areas?
Exactly. For example, think about major city centers in 2025.
Okay, yeah, those are always in high demand.
Right. They offer more price stability, which is great, but,
But what? There's got to be a catch.
well, the barrier to entry is just sky high.
So not exactly beginner friendly.
Not really. But on the flip side, you have these emerging markets.
Emerging markets, like where?
Think developing cities undergoing huge infrastructure projects, or places experiencing a boom in new industries.
Okay, so those areas are like the wild west of real estate.
In a way, yeah. They offer lower initial investment, but come with more risk.
High risk, high reward.
Potentially. But remember, financial planning is key no matter where you invest.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other beast.
It is. Loan policies and down payment requirements change all the time. You really need to understand those before jumping in.
Otherwise, things could get messy.
Exactly. It's all about managing risk and maximizing your chances of success.
Right, so once you've got that solid financial foundation, what's next?
Then the fun begins. We can start exploring different types of real estate investments. And I know you're interested in thinking outside the box.
Absolutely. Like, how can I use real estate to build long-term wealth?
Well, let's start with residential properties. It's a good starting point for a lot of people.
Yeah, residential seems pretty straightforward.
It is, but even within residential, there's so much diversity. You can buy a place, live in it for a while, and then rent it out later.
Oh, I like that. Get some personal use out of it first.
Exactly. Or you can jump right into being a landlord with a dedicated rental property.
So many options. What about targeting a specific renter demographic?
You're thinking like a pro. There's actually a strategy gaining traction in 2025 that focuses on smaller, functional units.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Think about young professionals and entrepreneurs. They're flocking to these high-demand city areas.
Right, those areas we talked about earlier.
Yep. So if you provide the kind of space they're looking for, you can get great rental income.
And probably a nice profit when you sell later on.
Most likely. Now, if you're feeling a bit bolder, we can talk about commercial real estate.
Commercial real estate. I feel like we're moving into the big leagues now.
Well, it definitely has the potential for bigger returns, but also bigger risks.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So what exactly counts as commercial real estate?
We're talking shops, office buildings, restaurants, places for businesses, not people living there.
Okay, I see the difference. What makes commercial properties so attractive to investors?
Well, like I said, the potential returns can be huge, but location is absolutely key.
Location, 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 right?
You got it. You want a property in a high traffic area, near shopping centers, transport hubs, things like that.
So foot traffic equals more customers for the businesses, which equals more rental income for me.
Exactly. But if you choose a bad location, well, it can be tough to attract tenants.
And then your investment might not do so well.
Right. Plus, commercial real estate is really sensitive to how the economy is doing.
Oh, right. So if the economy takes a hit, businesses struggle, and they might not be able to pay rent.
Exactly. So it's definitely not a decision to take lightly.
It sounds like you really need to understand the local market inside and out.
You do. And it's good to have a grasp of the bigger economic picture as well.
All right, so we've covered residential and commercial. Is there another option? A third path?
There is. And this one's getting more and more relevant as cities continue to grow. Industrial real estate.
Industrial, like factories and stuff.
Exactly. Think factories, warehouses, distribution centers. Those are all industrial spaces.
I never really thought about that as an investment opportunity before.
Well, with online shopping and global trade growing like crazy, these properties are in high demand.
So the stuff we buy online needs a place to be stored and shipped from. I'm starting to see the potential here.
Exactly. And investing in these kinds of properties in cities undergoing industrial upgrades can be really smart.
Okay, why is that?
Well, those areas are often primed for growth. You can secure long-term leases with businesses, maybe even get some government incentives.
So it's like tapping into the engine of the economy
Mm.
behind the scenes.
I love that. That's a great way to put it. It's about seeing the potential where others might not.
Okay, so we've talked about market trends. We've dipped our toes into residential, commercial, and industrial real estate. But once you own a property, how do you actually increase its value?
Ugh, that's where the magic happens. While the market plays a role, it can also be proactive.
Proactive. Give me an example.
Renovation. It's a powerful tool to transform a property and boost its worth.
Renovation. Now we're talking. I'm all ears.
Okay, imagine you snag an older apartment building. Maybe it's a bit dated.
I'm picturing it.
Now you modernize the interiors, open concept kitchens, updated bathrooms, smart home features.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
And don't forget about curb appeal, fresh paint, nice landscaping, make it look inviting.
So you're basically taking something old and making it new again.
Exactly. And all those upgrades lead to higher rents and a better selling price later on.
Smart. And you can also make layout changes to match what people want nowadays, right?
Absolutely. Let's say you have a small 2-bedroom in a trendy area popular with young professionals.
Okay, yeah.
Converting that into a stylish studio apartment could be a great move. Open floor plan, multifunctional spaces.
Oh, I see. You're making it more appealing to the people who want to live there.
Precisely. And that means you can charge more for rent.
Okay, so far we've covered market trends, different types of properties, and even how to add value through renovation. But there's one thing I'm still a bit nervous about. Risk.
Ah, yes. Risk. It's the elephant in the room, isn't it?
It is. The market can be unpredictable. Prices go up and down. It can be scary.
I hear you. It's definitely not risk-free. But there are ways to manage those risks.
Okay, like what? How do I make sure I don't lose everything?
Well, one of the best strategies is diversification.
Diversification. I've heard that term before. What does it mean in real estate?
It means not putting all your eggs in one basket. Instead of investing all your money in one property, you spread it out. Different cities, different types of properties.
So if one area isn't doing well, I'm not completely sunk.
Exactly. It's like having a safety net.
That makes me feel a lot better. Is there anything else I can do to manage risk?
Yes. Be prepared for the unexpected. Have an emergency fund for things like repairs or vacancies.
Oh, right. Because those things are bound to happen at some point.
They are. And stay informed about market trends. Know when to hold on to a property and when to sell.
Knowing when to sell is tough.
It is. But the more you learn, the better decisions you'll make. It's all a learning process.
This has been so helpful. I feel like I'm finally starting to understand the real estate game.
That's fantastic to hear. It's all about taking it one step at a time and learning as you go.
Well, we've definitely covered a lot of ground today. From market trends to risk management, it's been a whirlwind of information.
It has. But I think we've laid a solid foundation for understanding real estate investment.
I agree. We'll be back in a moment to continue our deep dive.
You're already thinking like an investor, that's for sure.
Well, I'm eager to learn more. So with all this information swirling around, what's the most important takeaway for someone who wants to build wealth through real estate?
That's a good question. I'd say the most crucial thing is there's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Oh, right. What works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly. You need to understand the market, do your research, and then choose what aligns with your goals and how much risk you're comfortable with.
So it's not just about blindly following the latest trends. It's about finding the right fit for you.
Absolutely. Take ownership of your decisions and create a strategy that feels good for you.
That's really empowering advice. Now, I got to ask, any predictions for the future of real estate? What should investors keep an eye on?
Ooh, looking into the crystal ball, huh? Well, one thing that's going to have a huge impact is technology.
Technology, huh? We're already seeing it with virtual tours and online platforms.
Right, but that's just the beginning. Think artificial intelligence.
AI. How will that change things?
It could revolutionize how we analyze trends, assess properties, even manage investments.
So technology is going to shake things up big time.
It is. And another trend I see gaining momentum is sustainability.
Sustainability.
Yeah.
Right, everyone's talking about that these days.
And for good reason. Eco-friendly buildings, energy-efficient features, all of that's going to be super important.
Yeah, people are more environmentally conscious now. That's definitely going to influence their real estate decisions.
Exactly. So it's not just about profit anymore. It's about making responsible choices that are good for the planet.
So investors who embrace technology and sustainability will have a leg up.
I think so, yeah. They'll be the ones leading the charge.
Makes sense. You're really encouraging us to think beyond just buying and selling properties, to consider the bigger picture.
I am. Real estate is evolving, and the smartest investors will evolve with it.
I love that. Okay, before we wrap up this segment, I have a thought-provoking question for our listeners.
Get me with it.
We've talked about understanding current trends, but what about anticipating future trends? What if you could become a real estate futurist?
Oh, that's interesting, like predicting what's coming next.
Exactly. What technologies, societal shifts, even environmental changes will shape real estate in the years to come?
You're asking our listener to really think outside the box.
I am. Because the best investors aren't just reacting, they're shaping the future.
And who knows what amazing opportunities are out there waiting to be discovered.
That's what makes this so exciting. So, to our listeners, keep that question in mind. Don't be afraid to challenge assumptions, think big, and imagine the possibilities.
The future of real estate is waiting to be written, and you could be the one writing it.
Well said. I think that's the perfect place to pause and reflect on everything we've discussed so far.
I agree. We've covered a lot, but there's still more to uncover.
We'll be right back to finish up our deep dive into the world of real estate. And we're back for our final look at building wealth with real estate.
It's been a great conversation so far, hasn't it?
It really has. You know, earlier you mentioned the importance of patience and resilience in real estate investment.
Yeah, those are two qualities that are absolutely essential in this game.
So let's talk about that a bit more. Why is patience so crucial?
Well, real estate isn't about get-rich-quick schemes, you know?
Right, it's not like flipping a stock overnight.
Exactly. It's about building wealth steadily over time, letting your investments grow, and making smart choices that pay off in the long run.
So more like a marathon than a sprint.
Exactly. You got to pace yourself, stay focused, and not give up when things get tough.
Because I'm sure things get tough sometimes, right?
Oh, absolutely. Unexpected repairs pop up, the market can fluctuate, you might even deal with difficult tenants. It's all part of the game.
Okay, so that's where the resilience comes in, being able to handle those curveballs.
Exactly. Resilience is all about adapting to change, bouncing back from setbacks, and sticking to your goals even when it feels challenging.
So it's not just about having a smart financial plan. It's also about having the mental toughness to handle the ups and downs.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Real estate investing is a journey, and there will be bumps along the road.
But those bumps make the successes even sweeter, right?
You got it. It's all about learning and growing along the way.
This whole conversation has been so insightful. We've covered so much ground. Market trends, types of properties, renovation, risk management. I feel like I'm finally starting to see the big picture.
I'm glad to hear that. And I hope it's given you some inspiration and confidence to start your own real estate journey.
It definitely has.
Ah.
Okay, before we wrap things up, is there one final piece of advice you'd like to leave our listeners with?
One final nugget of wisdom. Okay, here it is. Never stop learning. The real estate world is always changing, so stay curious, stay informed, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
I love that. So read industry publications, attend conferences, connect with other investors. Just keep absorbing knowledge.
Exactly. The more you learn, the better decisions you'll make. And that's how you build lasting success in real estate.
This has been such a fantastic deep dive. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us today. It's been truly invaluable.
My pleasure. It's always a joy to talk about real estate with passionate people like you.
And to all our listeners out there, thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. Remember, real estate is more than just buildings and transactions. It's a path to financial freedom, a way to express your creativity, and an opportunity to build something truly special. So keep learning, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep dreaming big. The world of real estate is waiting for you. Until next time, happy investing.